Like, yeah.
Haseel, yeah.
Welcome to the Overambitious Filmmaker. Today we have Haseel, and we're going to talk about films, releases, and we're talking about like what's really hot right now, which is Obsession. Great.
Yeah.
And you watch a lot of movies,
I
right?
watch
And
a lot of
and
movies.
you when we started talking first, like you told me that you like horror movies,
Yes, I
and that's
love
when
horror.
we started talking about Obsession.
Yes.
How was it?
Yeah, I watched it because it came out Friday. I watched it Thursday night, and I loved it. I I actually had heard of Curry Barker because I watched his, um, movie that he made on YouTube,
Mm,
Milk and Cereal.
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched that, and I watched it, I think, like, a year ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good," just a found footage movie. And then I found out he made it for $800, and I was just like, "Wow, that's so cool," you know? And then later finding out he got representation from that, and then went on to make Obsession and all this stuff, you know? So I knew who he was, but I didn't really know anything about it. I was just like I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I love a horror movie, I'm gonna go watch it."
Right.
And I loved it. It was so good. And since I watch a lot of horror movies, I don't really get scared nowadays or freaked out or feel antsy or anything, and
Mm-hmm.
that one did make
Right.
me
Great.
like, there's certain parts of the movie,
Right.
which is like walking backwards or doing stuff like that, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh," which I don't really get like that anymore, so it's
Great.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, something which is really interesting about this conversation we're having today is that I should have introduced myself, but I'm Harsh. I'm a full time filmmaker. I've been doing this since last 13 years, and
Mhm.
I enjoy filmmaking. I also did YouTube for a bit, and I understand the struggle of being a YouTuber and what it takes to put things together. And you've done YouTube for a while,
Yeah.
and you know the other side of things as well. So really wanted to have this conversation about how do you see, because there's this huge debate that YouTubers should not be filmmakers, YouTubers should not be directors
Mhm.
because it's an easy pass for them, and it's a lot of hard work for a director to be where a director is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And like I would love to know what do you think about that.
So, I think it's not fair of people to say that, because, like, I think this is actually, like, the perfect conversation because you're very much completely professional, full-time filmmaker, been in the game for such a long time. And then I wanted to do that. Like when I graduated high school, I wanted to go to film school, but we couldn't afford it. So then that's why I went to YouTube because I was just like, I have a camera at home. I have friends who want to do stuff. Um, so I unfortunately, didn't have the luxury to go to film school, but I was just like, I love movies and I'm watch lighting tutorials and writing tutorials and try to figure it out, you
Right.
know? So I get what people are saying because, people in the industry, they've been in it for so long and they start from a PA to everything else,
Mhm.
you know? Uh, but to say that some people shouldn't be directing movies, whatever, like, I don't think that's fair.
Mhm.
Making YouTube videos, even the simple ones, is pretty
Right.
hard. It
Right.
takes a long time, you know? Um, you star in them, you set up the camera, the lighting yourself, you edit it yourself usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get to a point where some other people do that stuff for you, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you're the whole group, you know?
Right.
And then if some people are lucky enough to, like, get to this level, like Curry or like Kate Parsons or like tons of other YouTubers, then they're doing, like, serious production. Um, so just because
Right.
it's different lanes, different avenues, I don't think it's fair.
Right. No, I hear you, and I think like if I go back to where you started, and like and I see the point that you made that um you want to get into serious filmmaking, but then um just because you couldn't go to film school, that didn't stop you
Yeah,
from taking a camera and doing stuff. So you had to pick your own battles, and you had to like figure out how to learn things
yeah.
yourself, right? And did you have any peers at that point, like to guide you?
Um, well, not really, honestly. Like, for a long time, uh, up until I think a few years ago where I met some people that were doing the same thing.
Hmm.
But other than that, no, I was just
Trying to
watching
figure
stuff.
watching videos on YouTube and
Yeah, trying to figure it out myself,
right.
and then over time, getting gear, getting the lights and the boom mic and just like other
Right.
stuff, you know? But
Right.
for a long time, it was just like me, you
Do you
know?
remember watching any YouTube channels?
I remember,
I think Indie Hustle or
I remember the first one. This was actually, I think, in either middle school or high school. The
mm,
very first one that I remember was watching Video Copilot,
what do you call it? Okay.
and then because I wanted to learn how to do VFX.
Mm-hmm.
I think I downloaded After Effects, and the only person who was doing it on YouTube, like or seriously, was Video Copilot.
Mm,
Um, and it showed simple stuff like how to make lightning or lightsaber or like a horror face or
right.
stuff like that.
Right.
And then yeah, just over the years, just I don't think I watch any specific person,
Mhm.
but just certain people who are like making short films, and then they're like, "Oh, here's how we set this shot up,
Mhm.
how we did this shot." So I would just watch just
Right.
random stuff.
Right. No, I totally get it. Like I had a similar journey. Like when I started, like I started off doing stuff on YouTube,
Mm,
creating videos because that's the only way I could put it out to people and like get a validation about how
yeah,
if it's working or not. It's a great way to just get criticism from people around you and people you don't know sometimes. And especially when the video hits like millions of people,
yeah,
it's amazing to get that confidence that oh, it's working.
yeah,
So if it's working, you just keep moving in that direction. But then there is a point where you need peers like to tell you like, oh, this is professional filmmaking and this is just content. So the journey from going from content to film is also is also a process in itself, which millions of people are not able to make it because you have to find the right people
yeah,
and like your journey has to go in a certain direction to get that point right.
yeah.
But also I feel like I don't know, like this might piss off a lot of people because when you say that
Piss them off.
YouTubers
Piss them off, please.
YouTubers are like shouldn't get an opportunity to direct films, I mean, I really don't feel that way because I feel that YouTubers are people who are learning to do from filming to editing to literally everything. Much of what my peers told me, like when I was getting started, is that don't be a jack of all. You'll be master of none, and just pick like
A
if you like,
niche, pick a
yeah,
lane,
pick
and
a niche. Like
yeah,
if you like direction, just stick to direction. But then, like working independent, like I realized that we are often short on resources, and you all
mhm,
like you end up doing DIY projects, and you work on zero budgets, and
yeah,
you start pulling favors on locations, on equipments, and borrowing equipments, and renting out sometimes.
yeah,
Not always having the budget to rent out stuff.
yeah.
And eventually, when you get a point where like you have that one person who is a friend who has an expensive camera, you know get that as a favor, and then like you shoot something, but then you start scaling things up to find a crew and find the right people because if you stay within your friend circle,
You're
right?
never gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never
So
gonna grow.
yeah, so then that's where like you start getting some money, some funding,
Mm,
and then eventually making those videos which look like much professional. So which takes a lot of efforts, right? So sure, like they Curry Barker like did 10 years of YouTube.
yeah,
So that's no less than a filmmaking itself, right?
exactly.
You go to film school for 2 years,
Yeah,
there's a lot of money which you need to put in. Like not everyone has the money to go to film school,
yeah,
right? And I didn't go to film school. I didn't have money. Like
yeah.
I used my savings. I bought my camera and then
I just started doing the damn thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because no one is going to come to and tell you that, hey, like, you're talented, go ahead and direct a film. Like
yeah,
have to create a journey for yourself, right?
yeah, yeah. I think, there's one thing I think one, it's very exciting that this stuff is happening with Obsession, with the Backrooms. I haven't seen it yet, but there's one thing that I don't want is that I've always felt, and what I told somebody off camera, that Hollywood's always trying to catch up. I know you know more than I do because you're actually in the game. Like I want to get to where you are one day, but I feel like they're always trying to catch up because everything on the internet is moving so fast,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And especially with like vertical stuff and whatever, right? Which
Right.
you hate it or you love it, it's here, right?
Right. Right.
But the thing I what I do like is that now Hollywood's gonna be like, oh, you know what? Let me pay attention to these YouTubers now. Let me see what they're doing,
Hmm.
And I saw that some there was like some headlines I think I saw on Deadline or whatever that they were gonna put money into maybe like some creepy pastas that were on Reddit, and they're
Mhm.
gonna try to bring that to life,
Right.
or they're gonna try to focus on that stuff.
Right.
But what I don't want is they just dump a bunch of money into something,
Right.
and then it just then it comes completely oversaturated,
Right.
and then people are tired of it, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
because I remember a long time ago with like Paranormal Activity. I think they dumped a bunch of money into it, and then kind of movies like that started to come more and more, and people got tired of them. You
Right.
know, so it's cool the people that are going to come up next and make more movies, like YouTubers and whoever
Right.
else.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what you think, but I think Hollywood sometimes is always trying to play catch up.
They
You
are. I
know?
mean, yeah, that's like, when I was like filming in New York, and I realized that it's so difficult to find the gaffers and grips and the crew because like they're all busy doing vertical stuff.
Yeah.
So like they were getting paid well, so they didn't want to come like on a tight budget on filming narrative. Because narratives are like always like low budget indie narratives, like they pay less. Like imagine what Curry Baker did $750,000 for that film. If that was like like a studio film,
Yeah.
it would have been like at least 5 times the budget, right?
Yeah.
So and it looks great. It's
Yeah.
great lighting, good VFX, art design, and
Yeah.
everything looks
Really
perfect
good.
on
Yeah.
that,
Really,
right? And
really good.
like
I think a lot of
great
the
performances,
I think the lighting did a lot of work in that movie.
right?
I think that did a lot of work in that
Right.
movie.
And I feel that, where, as you mentioned, like, Hollywood is always like catching up on like what's trending and,
Yeah.
like right before releasing these like release of these three films, like I think there were three films back to back, right?
Mhm.
Backrooms, Obsession, there was another film which
Passenger.
Passenger, right? So right before the release of these films, like I hear this news about Netflix releasing vertical stuff, and
Yeah.
I was stressed. Like I was like, are we going to start seeing like Get Ready with Me on Netflix now?
I
And
yeah.
then like
Why?
now these two films come in and changes everything. Like that's really changing the number of people who are going to theaters, right? And I like it's all over the news, right? Suddenly the theaters are seeing like so many people coming in, and this is not just helping these two films, it's helping the rest of the films which are coming this year, right? So it's going to benefit all the horror films coming this year. It's going to benefit all the other films which are coming.
Mhm.
Drama did well.
Yeah.
There were other films which are doing well. If a film like Obsession is doing much better than Star Wars,
Yeah. Or, like,
that's
just about the same,
just about the same.
which
Like
is crazy.
that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like that says a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's 'cause people are hungry for originality,
Mm,
you know?
yeah,
Because of course, Star Wars is always gonna make money.
right.
Star Wars is always gonna get numbers. But, 1, I've never really been a Star Wars fan. Sorry, everybody. Um, but people just they don't care about another sequel, or maybe the true diehard fans or whatever, you know? Um, but people want original
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, don't we all like
Yeah,
want
like
original?
even
Like we all want original. Like
yeah,
we're all tired of like Marvel, DC films, like
yeah,
having the same hero journey, and like we wanted to see something new. And then that's where like you have these YouTubers experimenting.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what's stopping you, right?
yeah,
It's like,
literally nothing. Well, money,
yeah.
but you could find money.
But you know what? Like what might really happen, and I don't know if that might become a trend that now the studios will start chasing YouTubers.
Yeah, yeah, which is cool. It's really exciting. But like I said, I don't want it to just like it's really cool right now, and then it just dwindles. Oh, the Iron Lung. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Markiplier. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but that did really good. And there was another movie. I think it was Chris Stuckman, and it was Shelby Oaks. I think that was like another YouTube horror movie.
Okay,
Um, that went like to theaters, and for some reason, I guess just didn't do that well.
right.
Um, and that just falls back to just I think they're doing really well because should we talk about originality, whatever? That was an original movie, but if your story isn't good,
Mm,
story is everything.
right,
You know?
right. And you know what? It really tells me that. Like I'm actually working on a feature film since last 5 years, and it took me like me working with my producers to get the funding. It took us like 4 years of pitching it to like almost 200 producers, studios, studio heads, and finally getting that funding to make the film. Now
You
we like, I cannot mention like how much we raised, but maybe after the film releases, like, I think maybe after I sign some waivers with the producers. But right now, I'm like, we're still making the film. So we finished 30% of the film. We still have to shoot 70% of the film. Now, what I really realized is that like we created a pitch video for the film to pitch, right? And we had like some actors who helped us out, but they were like dummy actors for the film. And they helped us out like to create the pitch video, and then we showed that it was kind of like a make believe that, hey, you give us the money, if we can create this in zero budget.
Mhm.
So that helped us like getting like a good amount of money to make the
Okay,
film,
good.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like fortunately for us, like we had like three different tiers of budgets.
Yeah.
One was like, oh, if we get this budget, like we'll make a good film.
Mhm.
If we get like half of it, then probably we'll fight
Yeah.
like to go really indie and like cut down 30% of the film.
Mhm.
So we didn't have to do any of those, and like we
That's
got
good.
decent budget like to make the film.
Nice.
Now it took us like 5 years though, right?
Yeah,
What I
long time.
realized is that like that pitch video, what we do, which is like an industry standard thing,
Yeah.
that is now changing into YouTube videos. It's
Yeah.
like you make YouTube videos which does really well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
So like that's what like Curry Barker did as a proof of concept with the horror film he did, and that got him funding for the next film.
Yeah.
That's what Obsession. That's how
That's how it
Obsession
got
happened.
made.
That's how Backrooms happened, right? I yeah.
It's it's cool, but it also kinda sucks
Mhm.
because it's cool because, anybody can post anything and they can go, like, insanely viral or
Right,
whatever. Um, it's cool because it's an open playing field,
right.
because we could create something, upload it, and if it's good, and hopefully it does well, then maybe we can get the attention of somebody.
Mhm.
But then what sucks about it is that I've heard, I don't know if you have, but I've heard a lot of people from like watching interviews and stuff like that of some people just some executives or studio heads or whatever, they just care about uh the number. You
What's
know,
viral?
care about the
The
who's
followers and
all that stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah.
even saw I think because because I've been doing acting class for like a year, so I've just been watching a bunch of acting stuff. And I think it was Amelia Clark,
Mhm.
and she was talking, in like a uh, just to a bunch of other people. I don't know what it was, and she was saying that some casting director, um, they didn't cast somebody for the movie they were working on or TV show, because they didn't have 1,000,000 followers.
Right.
Um, and it was like one person versus the other person. The other person was like really, really good, but they didn't have 1,000,000
Mm.
followers. Um, and the other person did, so they hired the other person.
Right.
And that kind of sucks
That really sucks. Yeah.
because, like, again, anybody can get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's but but it's really hard.
Mhm.
Get to 1,000,000 followers plus is really hard.
But did that actor perform good after being casted?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Okay.
like will just watch that and whatever.
Right.
And maybe that actor is talented.
Right.
And like not discrediting them at all.
Right.
But it's like, what if the other one was more, but they just care
Right.
about the follower count?
But there's
You know?
I did one of the podcasts like one of the producers, and he asked me a question back when I asked him this question. He asked me a question back. Is like, what if the actor has million followers but also a good actor?
Yeah. Then that's the best case scenario. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's like then going back to like YouTube and like I don't know if you ever watch any like the YouTube Red stuff.
Mhm.
Um there was tons of YouTubers that had like tons and tons of followers, um, and they gave them a chance. And sure, it wasn't like a studio movie and all this stuff, but they gave them a bigger platform and they gave them a budget and everything, and they just weren't like good actors or
Right.
whatever. They
Right.
made something like a narrative thing, and
Right.
and it did well because the YouTuber's popular,
Mhm.
but it kind of sucked,
Right.
you know?
But you know what? Like the stuff would speak for itself, because let's say you replace Indian Navratri
Mhm.
from Obsession with a YouTuber
Yeah,
with like 2 million followers as an
yeah,
actor, that would never work.
yeah,
Like Obsession worked because of her performance,
yeah,
right? And like literally everyone would be chasing her now next year.
literally,
Like I wouldn't be surprised like if she's in like all the big Spielbergs
yeah,
and Tarantino films
yeah,
moving forward, because she's a big name now, right? And
yeah.
she might be in Academy as well.
I hope because Weapons won. an Academy Award
right,
for supporting actress,
right.
and I'm so glad that
Substance did.
yeah, yeah. Well, they got were nominated,
Right,
but I'm glad that it's coming more,
right.
into like the awards and like they're taking very like much more serious look at it.
Yeah,
So I hope that she gets nominated at
I think
least
she would. I
because
feel
she
so.
did a it was amazing. Like she
Yeah,
was terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that she's also in some other Hollywood films before.
I know I've never seen her before,
Yeah,
but I've seen like clips of her. I think she was on 13 Reasons Why,
yeah, yeah.
and then she was on Superman and Lois.
Right,
And then I don't know if she was on anything else, but that's the only thing that I've known that she's in.
right,
2 things that I didn't watch, so I've never heard of her. So to me, she was basically unknown,
right.
um, which I kinda like because as much as I love Tom Holland, as
Mhm.
much as I love Jenna Ortega, as much as I love Pedro Pascal, I also don't wanna see them in everything,
Right.
you know? And again, Hollywood playing catch up.
Mhm.
Um, really, really great for her if she's in a bunch of stuff after,
Mhm.
but then I don't want it to get to the point where it's like she's in everything, and then people
Right.
are like, "You're still amazing, but I'm tired of seeing you."
Mhm.
Because again, just from what I think, that they're playing catch up because they think I feel like they don't really because to be honest, some of these studio people, they're a bunch of older people,
Yeah.
way older, 50s, 60s, I don't know, and, like, I feel they're not so in touch, you know? So
Yeah.
then they see that and they're like, "Oh, let me put her in everything."
Right.
And after a while, people just get tired of it, you
Right.
know?
Which is why I think like I really feel that what Curry Barker did is like something like a lot of people should do is like instead of chasing studios, you just go ahead and make your film and maybe make a bad one. That's okay. Like Milk and what was that film again? Milk and Cereals, right? That was a low budget film, right? Right. But imagine if you never made that film, then probably Obsession would have never happened, right? Someone saw that film.
Yeah.
It was an $800 film.
It was a found
And it was
footage.
found footage as
It
well,
was it wasn't meant to look like
right?
anything crazy,
Right.
you know?
But
Yeah.
people love the concept, right? And the studio heads, like they might have loved the concept, right?
Yeah. It goes Blumhouse, and then
But Blumhouse is still big,
well, yeah, they're like one of the most profitable
right?
studios in the game because horror is so profitable, it's so
Right.
cheap to make a horror movie.
Right.
Because Neon bought, Obsession,
Hmm.
and then Backrooms Day 24.
Right. I saw them posting about it. Like I don't know if they're involved by any way.
I
Like,
saw Jason Blum saying, like, "These are the new future this is the future of horror,"
mm,
uh, talking about Curry and Kane
right.
Parsons. But I don't know if Blumhouse was heavily involved.
Hmm.
Um,
And
yeah.
what I'm really thinking is that like if you replace the actors from Obsession with some big Hollywood names,
It wouldn't work.
it wouldn't work.
It
You
should be
think?
a good ass movie. It
Right.
should be a great movie. You know
But
what I'm saying?
it wouldn't blow up like this.
But I don't think so. I don't think so.
So you got to see some new film with new actors
Yeah.
who you have never seen before,
Mhm.
which just brought in a totally
I'd
new
rather
experience, right?
I'd rather see an amazing movie with actors I've never seen before than see a pretty good movie with Jenna Ortega.
Which is also pathbreaking in itself. Like, when was the last time you saw completely unknown names making like
Something
breaking
really, really
records
good.
like this, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I mean, one battle after another was also a loss, right?
Yeah.
It lost a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And then it had like all the big names and
That still had some newish people like that, I think Chase Infinity?
Jason Pretty, okay,
Yeah. She's really good for her
right?
first movie,
But it did have like
but
so many big
she
names.
was also, I think, a nepo.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this one, I think it's just, like, no
Right.
nepo people, no just
Because one
not
of the
unknown actors, they've been doing it, but, like, unknown to the mainstream.
the film which actually won Academy last year, like the director actually came to the podium and he said that instead of Hollywood spending on $200 million films,
Yeah.
give $20 million to 10 different producers
Yeah.
and 10 different directors to make a
Yeah.
film. You know,
I know, the guy who directed Anora said the same thing.
oh, he said that, okay,
He said,
that was a $6 million film,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and he edited it himself and, like, he obviously directed it and
Right,
wrote it. So they
right,
also save money in that sense too,
right.
you know? Um, I think that one had a lot of unknown like, I knew the beautiful woman from Anora, the Anora,
Madison.
um, but I've seen the only thing that I had seen her in was she was in Scream 5.
Oh, she okay.
Stream 5.
She was also in a Tarantino film before.
But other than that, like, to me, she wasn't unknown, but I hadn't seen her in much stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and then I think the Russian kid in Anora was also he wasn't really like an actor or as opposed to let me go watch another movie with Pedro Pascal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But great, thank you so much for having this conversation, and I
Yeah.
think
Oh, yeah,
it
for
was
sure.
great chatting about like what's really going on, and I hope to see like more of these independent films making
I hope so.
a lot of money and people going to theaters so that it creates a lot of jobs for
Yeah,
everyone and we all get to make better films. I
I
mean, that's
hope
what we
so.
want to do, right? I
I
mean,
hope so.
yeah.
'Cause I love it's cool that verticals is getting stuff, but I don't really care about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think I saw that YouTube might have been investing into
S-
filmmakers and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
I
so
mean,
I
so
want that.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's funny that I've heard that Netflix is investing. Like it's going to be like like it was estimated to be like a $7 billion industry. Now it's $15 billion industry for vertical right now,
Yeah,
because of all the trends which are going on, and Netflix is investing heavily on verticals.
yeah.
And also
Podcasts
YouTube
too.
is but the YouTube is going cinema scope,
Mhm.
and so it's going the other way,
Interesting that it's going yeah, like, they're
right?
going in completely different directions.
Yeah,
'Cause
but it's
Netflix,
also
for people that we know as, like, movies,
yeah,
cinema, they're going in the creator rate the route,
yeah,
and then YouTube, the creator route is going into the movie, so
right.
it's interesting.
And it's okay, right? Because cinema has always evolved, right?
Yeah,
Started from 4:3 to CinemaScope to anamorphic to
to what we have now.
69 to like so many different aspect ratios, right? And like vertical did scare
Yeah,
a lot, but then it will fade off, and eventually we would want to go to theaters, and people are going to theaters right now.
yeah,
So there's no better news than that,
yeah.
right? And yeah, we just want like, man, I feel that this is something I really strongly feel that the more we are scrolling and the more we are watching the shorter videos, which is also getting very annoying for people right now because like every time you open your phone, you get like 15 recommendations from 15
Yeah,
different reels you want to
watch
watch. And
something.
then
Yeah, yeah.
after you watch five reels, you realize that what do I want to watch next?
Yeah,
And then you have no idea what you want to watch next. And then it also starts getting depressing versus you go to theater, you forget your phone and you surrender yourself for 2 hours.
yeah.
It's kind of like an escapism what you
It's
had
nice.
as a kid
Yeah,
watching
it's
films,
nice,
right?
yeah,
So it's kind of like going back to that. After a while, I actually saw some really good films and I didn't look at my phone, right?
yeah.
And
'Cause
then
when do you do that nowadays? Like,
right,
let's
yeah,
be real. When do you not look at your phone
yeah.
nowadays?
So yeah, I'm just hoping like more and more like better films that inspire us, and yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to see Obsession breaking more records. So
yeah, yeah, and then hopefully I make something.
you will,
Hopefully I make
yeah.
something good because 'cause I'm working on something not horror next,
Hmm.
but like I said, writing a movie and that's not horror, but I kinda want to write a horror movie
Hmm.
because of everything that's happening. I'm like, "You know what? Let me do something." I don't know.
Oh, great! I mean, there's nothing stopping you. So
I know, and I wanna see your movie.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Hopefully that comes out, like
hopefully we get to the festivals end of this year. That's where the editing is supposed to be getting done. Like, but yeah,
what festivals do you wanna go into? Like, the big ones, obviously TIFF
yeah,
and Sundance
yeah.
and
We're looking at like yeah, Sundance, TIFF,
yeah.
Cannes
Yeah.
to submit, but we'll see. I think we
Cool.
have like some really good, like fortunate to have like really good people attached to the film. Like
Yeah.
our DP is Takuro Ishizaka, who has done who filmed Rental Family.
Manson Family with Brandon Fraser?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
then he also
Really
filmed
good one.
Al Pacino's last film.
Wow.
So it was great to work with him and
Yeah.
like, and also some of the other like folks like the editor, Hemanti Sarkar, she's one of the top editors in India. So I've been like really fortunate to work with them, learn from them because like they come with like decades of industry experience. So like it's always something new. And then you also get to work with like really like young filmmakers. So
Yeah. But
like there's so many brilliant performers out there like who need opportunities, so but thank you so much
yeah,
for
absolutely.
being on the first ever podcast, and
Yes.
really excited to
Yeah.
like
See what's
hear
to come. Yeah.
more from you about how your progress goes, like, and I hope to see you making good films and